At the age of 30, I was noisily dismissed from the company that I founded. Everything I had dedicated my adult life to was gone, and I felt empty. I didn't realize at the time that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have happened to me. The heavy burden of success was replaced by ease. I became a novice again. This feeling started one of the most creative periods in my life. Over the next 5 years, I founded Next and Pixar and fell in love with a beautiful woman who became my wife. I'm sure none of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. The medication was horrible to the taste, but I guess the patient needed it. I am convinced that I did not give up and continued to go forward only because I loved my job. If you haven't found what you love yet, keep looking. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. At 7:30 in the morning, I had a scan that clearly showed a tumor in my pancreas. I had no idea that I had a pancreas. The doctors said that it was almost certainly an incurable type of cancer and that I had between 3 and 6 months to live. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which in the language of doctors means prepare for death. It turned out that I have a very rare type of pancreatic cancer that is treated with surgery. I had an operation and, thank God, I'm fine now. This was the closest encounter with death in my life, and I hope that for the next 20 years I will not have to face it any closer. Having experienced this, I can now tell you much more confidently than before, when death was a useful but purely speculative construct for me. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't fall into the trap of dogma. Don't live in other people's thoughts. Don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and mind. They somehow already know what you're supposed to be. Everything else is secondary. When I was young, there was a wonderful magazine called The Catalogue of Everything. It was one of the Bibles of my generation. A guy named Stuart Brand published it not far from here in Menlo Park. This was in the late 60s, before computers and computer layout, so everything was done manually, using typewriters, scissors and a Polaroid. It was something like Google in paper form, but 35 years before the emergence of Google. The publication was idealistic, full of great tools and ideas. Stuart and his team made several issues of the magazine, and when it completed its mission, they decided to release the final one. It was in the mid-70s when I was your age. On the back cover of the magazine was a photograph of a rural road taken in the early morning. The kind of road that adventurers usually hitchhike on. Under this photo were the words, "Stay hungry. Stay stupid." They were out of the game, and this was their farewell message. Stay hungry. Stay stupid. I've always wanted this for myself. And now that you are graduating from the university to start all over again, I wish this to you. Stay hungry. Stay stupid. Thank you very much.